Okay, hello. Good morning, good evening, whenever you tune into this. Hello. I hope you're well. Um, so I've talked about my sexuality before on here, and I just left the vape shop. There was this really sweet girl at the shop, and she told me that she likes that I'm soft-spoken, which I feel like outside of the realm of it being a compliment is kind of a red flag, but I don't know. I have very little experience dating women and talking to women in that context, but I know that I would like to do that at some point. Right now, I don't feel like I'm in a position to do that because personally, I feel like, how do I say this? Because I do feel like in order to properly date a woman, you have to have resources and you have to be willing to share. And so I don't know, right now in my life I'm really focused on saving and saving towards my future, so I don't really feel like I have that ability right now. So but it seems like she could be something substantial in my life, but at the same time I'm just I don't know, I'm not really looking for anything like that right now. The only types of relationships I'm looking for right now are the ones that help to build me up, help to move me forward. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the energy to be giving to somebody else. You know? And I don't know, maybe the comment came from the fact that most people in this neighborhood probably are not soft-spoken. So I think that's where it came from. But my overanalyzing self was that's kind of an interesting thing to say. Also, before I forget, because I'm in between takes and I'm trying to figure out what to say, but yesterday and today I did make it a point to practice a tiny bit on the guitar, and that was a thing. And once again, it was a tiny bit. I did record some of it, and I do plan on posting it at some point, and do this series of day one, day two. I already started, but you know what I mean, of playing guitar. And so that's been something I've been rededicated to the guitar, and it feels relatively good. I hope that I can keep up the momentum, you know. Also, once again, if I ever start dating a woman, if I ever pop out with a hetero family, just know that it wasn't out of nowhere. Just recognize that, okay? Because I've said before, I don't care about sex. I don't. I love men. I love the male form. But I really don't care about sex. I was talking to this one dude earlier, and it didn't go anywhere. He sent me a picture of his hole, and I was like, it's a nice hole, it's a nice base, but I don't care, man. I don't care. If you don't have a solid sense of personality, if you don't got any money, I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. And I don't know, I really don't care about sex. I'm sorry, I went back in time, but because I'm thinking about that, I'm I don't know, the gay community is way too freaked out. Society in general is way too freaked out. People think way too much about sex, you know. Now that I think about it more, I don't think I should try to entertain anybody who says things like that. She seems like a really sweet girl. I don't think she meant anything by it. I don't think it was anything malicious. But I don't need anybody who is, what's the word? Romanticizing my softness. I don't know. Because the thing about it is, I can be very soft, yes. But I can also be very harsh. I have a fire within me. And when it comes out, it's noticeable. You know what I'm saying? And so for somebody to focus on me being soft, I feel would be very minimizing by the end of it, because yeah, once again, I can be very soft, but I also have other aspects of me. And if all you witness is me being soft and gentle, and then it's okay, no, because then if I don't act that way, you're gonna see it as me being out of character. You're gonna see it as me stepping outside of who I am, and it's no, this is just another facet of me, you know. Once again, I know I'm a very soft person, but if you were to see me get heated, I get hot, you know? And so, I don't know. Once again, I don't mean to overanalyze it. I had no plans on trying to talk to her or anything like that, but I'm just thinking about that. Like, I don't know. Also, if I could pivot the conversation a little bit, there was this TikTok conversation that was happening about jealousy. And I think to go in adjacent direction that she was in, a big reason why jealousy is a huge problem is because nobody wants to talk about it seriously. Nobody wants to talk about it honestly. People would rather just sweep it under the rug because it is one of those emotions that's deeply tied to insecurity. And so if you admit that you're jealous, you also have to admit that you're insecure to some degree. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to own up to that. And I say nobody, but I'm going to say most people, because I don't mind. Like, I felt jealous for people before. I've had moments of feeling that. Most of my experience with jealousy has been on the receiving end, but I have experienced the other aspect of that, and it's a thing. But I do believe you have to be honest with yourself about it if you want to, like, move through it, if you want to get through it, you know? There's a story that I'm working on, and two of the characters are women, and they both experience this, and it's a thing that they talk about it though together, and they move through it. It's not just something that's just underneath the surface and whatnot. It's something that they actually bring to the forefront and they talk about, because I think it's really important to do that, you know? And then another thing about it, cognitive dissonance and like memory distortion. A lot of people will distort their own memory so that they can feel better about themselves. I was talking about this on a TikTok recently where I had a mutual and she had blocked me. Now, mind you, I was thinking about blocking her. I was thinking about doing it before she did it, but she ended up blocking me. That's how I remember it. And recently we were talking and she was telling it as though like she had noticed that I unfollowed her and she was confused. And I'm like, what? I don't believe that that's how that happened. Maybe it is, but I don't think that that's what happened. And it's really crazy to me how people will like twist their own memory so that they can feel better about a situation, you know? Like, I don't think she's evil. I don't think she was being malicious, but I do think that she was lying to herself about what happened, because like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because the thing about me, I don't mind a painful truth. So there's no reason for me to lie to myself about what happened, because I don't mind a painful truth. If I hurt somebody, I hurt somebody. It just is what it is. I'm not about to sit here and pretend like it isn't what it is, because that's not how you heal. That's not how you improve, you know? So I think I'm a pretty good judge of like, not character, but like timelines, because once again, I'm not lying to myself. I don't have any reason to. I don't mind a painful truth, you know? And 9 times out of 10, if I do end up hurting somebody, it's literally because of their own insecurities, which has nothing to do with me. And I think a lot of people need to understand that, like, just because you feel triggered by something does not mean that that person is actively doing something to you, does not mean that that person needs to be punished or reprimanded or anything like that. It just means that you had a feeling and they activated it within you, you know? But a lot of people don't want to be responsible with their feelings, with their energy, and so the easier route is just to blame the person who sparked the feeling, you know what I mean? Instead of being like, why do I feel like this? What is this? It's a lot easier to just be like, you did this to me. I don't like that you did this to me. And it's like, no, what? So I don't know, watch out for cognitive dissonance, watch out for people who distort their own memory and shit like that, because they be dangerous, for real. Like, they'll fuck around, do you so dirty, and then spin the story to make it seem like you're the bad guy. And like, in their head, they genuinely believe that. It's crazy. So watch out for that. I hope you know that miracles happen all the fucking time. Whatever you're going through is temporary. Try to keep your head up, try to keep your spirits high. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.